tonight and embracing, as Ralf said, health and nutrition. I've known Ralf for many, many years, and I'm going to save, I suppose, my little speech for Ralf a little later when we launch his very exciting book, which every single one of you are going to buy 10 copies each of. Tonight's going to be a really fun night. We've got some amazing performances for you. But the most important thing I'm going to ask everyone is to get involved. So before we get into the book launch, we had a bit of a performance for everyone. And we actually have the Australian Salsa Dancing Champions here. Excellent. So how are we going? They're almost... You ready? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so join me in giving a huge round of applause to Jasmine and Yuli. The most expensive advice is free advice from an ill-informed person. And the most important thing that you can do in your lives is make sure that the voice inside your head is louder than the voices outside. And this is something that Ralf really understands. It's why I admire him so much. Because there's a lot of people in society, the real fence sitters, and Ralf is not one of them. You know, he has a lot of strong opinions about health and well-being that are, in some regards, some people will say, quite controversial. But I love that about him. You know, he's a man who believes so much in what he does and is so passionate about it that I have so much love and respect for him, and I really want to make this night, you know, success for him as he deserves. So, on that note, okay, Jasmine and Yuli, let's give a round of applause.
Well, I would not tell you how I feel anymore because I sing and find a fancy reason. Music is born from an instant. This is my truth in the moment that I need.
I suppose the moment a lot of people have come out here tonight for, and that's to launch Ralf's new book, Health and Happiness. And the thing about writing a book is that it's a really big undertaking. I wrote my first book when I was 19, and it's one of those things that you think it's always so much more than you can ever expect to do. And I know Ralf has spent many years putting this together and a lot of research. And the thing that stands out for me in this book is that one statistic alone really sums up the importance and value of this book right now in the age we live in. And that is that in 1908, 1 in 8,000 people died of cancer. In 2010, it's 1 in 3. And that's a serious, serious concern. And we have to be really asking some very, very big questions. And we have to be making some radical changes. And Ralf really is a man on a mission. I love the fact that that's a tagline that he has, a man on a mission, and he truly embodies that. I was running an event many years ago, and I asked Ralf to come along as a guest speaker for my students, and he did 2 hours on health. And he was saying that everyone needs to radically change their diet. Now the challenge for a lot of people, when you say that, is people like to make small changes over time. Not radical changes. It's too far out of their comfort zone. So I remember Ralf was on stage and he said, this is what you need to do. You need to be eating this, this and this. And I remember I felt the audience was like, I understand that, but I don't know if I can make that jump. Can we compromise? And I remember saying, Ralf, so for breakfast, you're saying fruit, but can we maybe, what about toast and Weet Bix? He goes, no, that's processed shit, get rid of it. And I remember when he said that, I thought, Ralf, you've got to meet us halfway because people aren't prepared maybe to make those shifts. Something's better than nothing. But I remember Ralf is just uncompromising. Uncompromising. And I love that about him. And that is, I think, someone that we really should aspire to be like. Ralf is an absolute hero of mine. I remember one of the most shocking things was he was in the car with me one day, and he goes, Brent, do you mind if I eat in the car? I said, that's fine. And he pulled out a full capsicum and he ate it like it was a burger. And I've never seen anyone do that in my life. And he sat there, and then he ate a carrot, then he had a loaf of lettuce, and just ate it. And I was just amazed at that. And he goes, Brent, if you start to do this, you'll absolutely crave it. And what I love about Ralf is he's such living testament to what his book's about. So I'm going to ask Ralf to come up and say a few words. So please join me in a huge round of applause to our author.
Thank you very much for coming, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I want to say, from heart of heart, I want to thank you that you share that very special moment with me. And I want to as well thank you, all my friends have helped me to create such a wonderful book. Proofreading, editing, brainstorming. Is that better now? So, proofreading, editing, brainstorming, illustrations. The book has 200 photos and illustrations, so it's like a massive piece of art. And I would really encourage you guys just to take a look at it and read it. It took me 3 years to write it, and now some of you might think, oh gosh, that guy actually doesn't look that smart. And I don't think so. I don't think I took the 3rd grade twice for nothing. So I invested in my education about $100,000. I don't say it to impress you. And I read so many books on the topic of health and lifestyle, and it was on and on. And there's such a massive misconception out there. One guy says, do this and this and this, and you will live forever. And there's another guy, he said, no, don't do that, it's dangerous. Do that and that, and you're going to live forever. And both of them, and these smart people, have the knowledge. But the truth, obviously, is a little bit different. And I know how you feel when you don't know what to do, because one guy says that, and the other one says that, and the hairdresser says that, and the waiter says something else, and you're actually totally confused what to do now. And when I was researching for that book, I obviously was starting to read even more, and I know how you feel, because I've been there myself. It's just totally confusing. One guy says completely the opposite of the other, and both of them are health gurus, whoever they call themselves. So yeah, my approach to health is a holistic lifestyle, which includes much more than just healthy eating and fitness. It is much more. It's some people that are so hang up on a diet or like some fitness freaks, and that's all cool. I'm one myself, I've been an athlete since I'm 7. But I think it's so important that you will see the whole picture, and many people really miss that point. And that's why they're still unhappy and kind of unhealthy, even if they fit or live on a raw diet, or of course that is probably the Mercedes of all the diets, because you just eat unprocessed food. But yeah, so if you think that could be something for you to ease your way into a lifestyle based on the laws of nature, because if we break the laws of nature, nature eventually breaks us. And that's why we have such a massive amount of sick people, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, the list goes on and on and on. And about 50 years ago or 100 years ago, that wasn't even on the list. So, yeah, Buddha was once asked if he could sum up his wisdom, all his knowledge and his experience in just one sentence. And what do you think that was, guys? Any idea? Or maybe even in just one word. You know what he said? Now. And it's now time to change and to look after yourself and embrace the laws of self-care and self-education, which means you look after yourself and not let a doctor do it. There's nothing wrong with a doctor, but in the end, they are for accidents, for really serious stuff, not because, you have some little issues there and there, and you pretty much exist instead of living. And there's so much more to learn, but obviously we're running out of time, and I know, so I'm gonna make it short. I could probably just keep going, rolling on you for hours and hours, because that's my passion. That's why Where's the book actually? Here. Here it is. It is quite heavy, 440 pages. Breathtaking wisdom. And I'm not saying that I'm that smart, of course. I just wrote in my introduction that nothing in here I have invented or, of course I learned it from my mentors, from books and seminars. But my intention was to put it together. Sorry guys, it's just a funny microphone. I put it together in a way, I hope I did a good job, in an entertaining, easy to understand way to show you health and fitness and holistic lifestyle. It doesn't have to be boring or painful or, most people have such a fear to change their diet. It's now easier to change a person's religion than a diet. That's how far it's come to us, But yeah, so take a look later on. And obviously, Brent maybe is going to say some words later on about the book. It is a true masterpiece. From my heart of heart, I can just, not because I've written it, highly recommend it to your friends, to yourself as a Christmas gift. It has, in probably one of the biggest, how can I say, how it's different to most other books, because there are millions of health books on the market already. This one is kind of covering a holistic lifestyle, so whole package. And it has 3 parts. So I structured the book in showing the misery. That's easy because we all can see it ourselves, our parents or relatives or friends, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, so that's the easy one. Then I show you, I take you through why that is, the reason for the misery. And that is something where people have already no clue anymore, because there are some information on the market, some massive marketing-induced information, misleading information, and they obviously do their own toll, okay? So, and the last part is showing you the solutions. Solutions. So I just take your hand and walk you through what you can do, easy, no money, no supplements, no pills or any kind of stuff people try to sell you. We can do it all just by living healthy by the law of nature. So, having said that, my dear friend Brent, thank you very much for your part.
To 50, 60, 100? Okay. Does anyone want to go higher than 100?
Sorry.
Well, okay. Well, here he goes. There you go. Very quick. Good man. Let's give it up. There we go. So we're going to take a few minutes, play some music, and after that we've got a very special performance from the... We have a world champion. I apologise. Not a strange world champion. 3-time world champion. Australia. Very exciting. Your last chance to buy raffle tickets before we're done? Okay, we're done. So Ralf, do you want to come up? We're going to announce the raffle.
I guess one of the other things that I've learnt from Ralf is everything he does, it just shows through his enthusiasm for life. So with his fitness workouts and with the food, simple recipes that he lets you know about, his love for life shows through, and I think that really makes it so much more fun and it transfers to you. And I just want to say thanks, Ralf, for the massive impact that you've had on my life.